Welcome. In today's video, we're going to tackle one of the biggest obstacles to success, the fear of failure. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a professional striving for career development, or someone just pursuing personal growth, the fear of failure can be paralyzing. It often keeps us from taking risks, stepping outside of our comfort zones, and achieving the greatness that we're all capable of. But here is the good news, folks. Failure doesn't have to be feared. In fact, failure is often a critical part of the journey to success. What if, instead of fearing failure, you could learn to use it as a motivator? What if failure became a stepping stone toward your goals rather than a roadblock? In this video, we'll explore how you can reframe failure, push past fear, and transform setbacks into opportunities for growth.
Absolutely. But before we begin, let's take a closer look at why overcoming the fear of failure is so important to your success. In this video, you're going to learn how to transform your fear of failure into a powerful motivator that propels you forward rather than holding you back. You'll discover practical strategies that will help you push past fear, take calculated risks, and move confidently towards your goals. You'll also hear some inspiring case studies of successful people who turned their failures into stepping stones for their biggest achievements. Their stories will show you that failure isn't something to be feared, like Paul said earlier. It's something to be embraced.
First, let's start by reframing how we think about failure. Too often we view failure as something negative, a sign that we've fallen short or that we're not good enough. But what if failure wasn't a final verdict? What if instead of seeing failure as the end of the road, we saw it as an essential part of the learning process? When we study the stories of the world's greatest innovators, people who've made an incredible mark in history, we discover that failure played a critical role in their journeys to success. Failure is often a catalyst for innovation. It pushes you to think creatively, refine your strategies, and come up with solutions which might never have been discovered if everything had gone smoothly. Think about that, folks.
Yes, think about it though. Some of the greatest inventions and breakthroughs in history were the results of countless failures. Failure isn't the enemy of success. It's a necessary part for the process.
One of the most powerful shifts you can make in overcoming the fear of failure is moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. In a fixed mindset, people believe that their abilities and intelligence are static. They either have it, they either have what it takes, or they don't. How about that? This mindset makes failure feel like a confirmation of inadequacy, which leads to a fear of taking risks or trying new things.
In contrast, though, a growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, through learning, through persistence. People with a growth mindset see failure as an opportunity to grow, not as a reflection of their worth. They understand that failure is feedback. It tells you what didn't work, so you can make improvements and try again.
Absolutely.
But you just have to shift to a growth mindset. When you shift to a growth mindset, you can embrace failure as part of the journey and see it as a valuable teacher, not a personal shortcoming.
Absolutely.
And another way is to reframe failure is to see it as feedback. Every time you fail, you gain valuable information about what works and what doesn't. This feedback allows you to course correct, improve your approach, and get closer to your goals.
Yes.
For example, if you launch a product and it doesn't sell well, that failure isn't a sign that you should give up or your product is bad, right? It's feedback. Maybe something wasn't targeted correctly, or perhaps the product needs, some fine-tuning, some refining. By analyzing the failure and learning from it, you can make adjustments and come back stronger.
Absolutely.
When you start to view failure as feedback, rather than a final verdict, you feel free. You free yourself from the fear of making mistakes and become more open to taking risks that can lead to significant growth.
Absolutely. Now that we've reframed failure as an opportunity for growth, let's talk about some strategies to help you push past fear and start taking the risks necessary for success. One of the most effective ways to overcome the fear of failure is to take a realistic look at the worst case scenario. Often, our fear of failure is based on irrational thoughts. We imagine catastrophic outcomes that are unlikely to happen. By taking a step back, analyzing what could actually go wrong, you'll often find that the worst case scenario isn't nearly as bad as you thought. For example, if you're afraid to launch a new product because you fear it might fail, ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen if it doesn't succeed? Will you lose everything? Or will you simply have to tweak your approach and try again? By putting your fears into perspective, you'll find that failure isn't as frightening as it seems. You'll feel more confident moving forward, and you'll be able to take that next step.
Yeah, another way to push past fear is by breaking big risks into smaller steps. Instead of diving headfirst into a massive project or goal, break it into smaller, more manageable tasks. This makes the risk feel less overwhelming and allows you to build confidence as you go. You tackle each step successfully. For example, if you are considering starting your own business, you don't have to quit your job and invest all your savings right away.
Yes.
We didn't do that, right? Start by doing market research, creating a business plan, and testing your idea on a small scale. By taking small, calculated steps, you can reduce the fear of failure while still making progress towards your goals.
Yep, absolutely, John, absolutely. You can also build resistance through gradual exposure to challenges. The more you expose yourself to challenges and risks, the more resilient you become. Like building a muscle. Resilience grows with practice.
Yep.
Start, like John talked about, you want to start by taking on smaller challenges that push you out of your comfort zone. As you become more comfortable facing these smaller challenges, you develop the confidence and mental toughness that it takes to handle larger tasks and setbacks. Each time you face a challenge, you strengthen your ability to bounce back from failure. Over time, this resilience will become one of your greatest assets on the road to success.
Absolutely. Let's now look at some real-life examples of people who turned their failures into stepping stones for success. Their stories will inspire you to embrace failure as part of your journey. Let's start with Howard Schultz. Many people know Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks. He faced many failures before transforming the company into a global brand. Early in his career, Schultz had an idea to bring European-style coffee houses to America. However, when he initially pitched his idea to investors, he was turned down 200 times. Actually, he was turned down by 200 of them.
More than over 200 of them.
Over 200 of them.
Of his investors.
Of investors. Despite this, Schultz believed in his vision and continued refining his approach until he finally found the support he needed. His persistence paid off, and today, Starbucks is one of the most successful coffee chains in the world.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. How about Walt Disney?
Yeah.
Walt Disney, the legendary creator of Disney Studios, was once fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Wow. Think about that. Walt Disney and lacking imagination. And having no original ideas. Isn't that something? Later, he faced multiple business failures, including a failed animation studio. However, Disney refused to give up. Instead of letting these setbacks define him, he used them as opportunities to refine his vision. Eventually, Disney's relentless determination led him to create the iconic Disney empire that continues to inspire millions of people worldwide. We'd love to hear your thoughts, folks. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one failure that taught you a valuable lesson? Or what's a risk you're considering taking but fear is holding you back? Share your experience in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe for more insights on overcoming obstacles and achieving success.
So, are you ready to conquer your fear of failure and unlock your full potential? We'd love to help you create a personalized strategy for turning back setbacks into comebacks.
Yes.
Click the link below to schedule your free 30-minute consultation with our expert coaching team. During this call, we'll discuss your unique goals, challenges, and how our proven methods can help you build resilience and achieve breakthrough results. Don't let fear hold you back any longer. Book your session now, and let's start transforming your relationship with failure today.
Absolutely. Do it now. Do it today.